Just wanted to help people who are thinking about just thinking about purchasing a higher end wheelbase. So back to the CSL Elite Great Wheelbase. Ended up purchasing a CSW 2.5 with V3 pedals. Actually, I got the whole Forza kit. When you come in the room, could you keep your voice down? Because I'm making a video. Um, I ended up with the whole setup for the Forza kit, and that was $1,400. And if you ask me, that is a really good for the price, $1,400, because the DD2 costs 1,600 alone, and so you still need other parts. So um, I ended up with this 2.5. I had it in a box for like a long time before I even hooked it up, because I still had the CSL Elite, and when I sold the CSL Elite, that's when I bought the 2. I mean, that's when I hooked the 2.5 up. But while I had the 2.5, I purchased the DD2. I had purchased Fever, I guess you could call it. I was new to it, really excited. So I just wanted the best, right? And I looked into Simucube, actually wanted that first, and I couldn't find it anywhere. So, and then the DD1 was out of stock, so I said, all right, well, I'll just buy the DD2. So I did that, bought the DD2. Now, the reason why I'm making this video is because I wanted to talk about the CSW 2.5 mainly in comparison to all the wheelbases that I've actually been able to use. So the DD2, I had that for about 4 months. Put the CSW 2.5 in a box, had all my Forza components, all my wheels. I had about 5 or 6 wheels. Fanatec, never had a problem with them. So yeah, I enjoyed their material, their products. So the CSW 2.5 I ended up using for a shorter period of time than the CSL Elite, because I connected the DD2, put that together, connected everything to it. Everything worked great. I had it for about 4 months. Got really used to it. Figured out how to set it up the way I like it, and it was really enjoyable, really. And I think some of my best time so far was with the DD2, personally. Um, so I started reading the forums, uh, reading different Facebook page groups, and then I ended up with the Houston Veld pedals and sold the sold the wheelbase and the V3 pedals together as a deal for like $1,000 to somebody. Um, so and then I kept the DD2 for a while, so it was really fun. Anyway, I would say that obviously you see the Simucube there. So in some time, about 4.5 months, I ended up purchasing this, right? So I still had the DD2 while I had this, but I didn't disconnect my DD2. I kept using it. Then finally I was able to sell it, and didn't I didn't really want to sell it, but this world is made up of money, so people need it. I would prefer to have both for comparisons, but I don't really need both, because I had 4 months with the DD2. So now I have the Simucube 2 Pro. What is my opinion on it? Is it a good base? I think it is. Am I an expert at dialing it in? No. I think that I can appreciate the Fanatec window right here, the little window right here, the little LCD screen or whatever it is, where it shows you information. I really appreciate that. I was dissatisfied with the way Fanatec, just overall way they handled their customers. I didn't like it. You know what I mean? They always handled me great. But at the same time, I always read everybody's horror stories, and it really bothered me, and it just made me kept thinking, man, one day this stuff is just gonna go bad on me. One day this stuff's gonna go bad, and I'm gonna be screwed. So, ultimately I bought this. So, so also yeah, so I bought this, and it's been top notch so far. It works. Never had any problems. I've gone through a couple of wheels. Um, so far, this is my favorite so far. The Sim Racing Bay one and the Dimsim F320H. Um, I noticed the wheels cost a lot of money, quite expensive. So I've also ended up selling my L-Log shifter, my Fanatec Shifter, which I will be purchasing again at some point, but I knew at one point I may have to sell it because everybody's going through a tough time right now, and so, back. Let me stop rambling and back to the main subject. If you own a CSW 2.5, I think this video is for you because it's very easy to slip into the mindset that you want to um, upgrade because you want the best and it feels so much better and it's just so amazing and yeah, well, yeah, I would say if you have a CSW 2.5 and something like a pair of sprints or ultimate pedals or maybe some hydraulic type of pedals, some race work or something like that, I would say the money is more well spent on the pedals. Honestly, that's gonna be, everybody says that, and it's true. It's gonna give the biggest difference. The CSW 2.5 is already at a point where I watched a video where Thomas Jackemeyer said that the CSW 2.5 is basically the best a wheelbase can get that's belt driven, and he's right. In my opinion, out of all the wheelbases that I've never tried Thrustmaster. Never was interested in Thrustmaster. Thrustmaster seemed cheap or something to me. I don't know, too much plastic. Um, but anyway, um, so if you have a CSW 2.5, even maybe if you have now if you have a CSL Elite, I can say you should upgrade, but maybe the CSW 2.5 in your opinion wouldn't be a big enough upgrade because they are close in comparison. But at the same time, the CSW is far better than the CSL Elite. You would never choose the CSL over it unless you're talking about you having money issues. But so ultimately, what am I saying? I'm a casual. So, and the reason why I'm a casual is because I have other responsibilities. I have 4 children. I mentioned that earlier, and a wife. So I'm not really in a position to sit and enjoy this Simucube 2 wheelbase as much as I would like to because I have so many other things I have to worry about or focus on or think about or figure out how to fix or, you know what I mean? Like, it's just responsibilities. So, um, uh, is it worth it? If you got the money, it's worth it. Sure, it's a great wheelbase. All the direct drive wheelbases, everybody always says any one of them will be better than a belt drive. Everyone always says that, and I can agree. I've only tried two, but I can say that you don't need one. If you are someone who even league races, I would say that CSW 2.5 is your best decision when it comes to racing and racing simulators. I can't see why anybody would really want to buy a Simucube 2 Pro or Ultimate, or even a Sport or DD1 or DD2, unless of course, or Sim Experience or a Cole Morgan or whatever. Um, unless of course they want to. It feels good to say that you have the best. You know what I mean? It feels good to say that. It feels good to feel the little bit of extra torque and strength. It feels good to fight the wheelbase sometimes. Sometimes it feels like you're about to get your wrist broken if you put it up too high. That kind of feels good. It makes you feel more like a man. You know what I mean? Instead of having this little toy like weak wheelbase like a G29 or something like that. Now, guys who race professionally, I think they can get away with a G29 or G923 or something like that because they already race professionally. You know what I mean? They already know what it feels like to be in a race car. They know what the Newton meters really feel like. They know how the G forces really feel already. So it's us guys that really don't have access to race cars, in my opinion. Is the reason why we like to get these higher end model type of bases because we want to feel something like what the real deal is. You know what I mean? That's why we get the triples and we go for the VR because we want to feel like it's real, right? But I would say don't jump to getting a direct drive wheel, but you don't need it. You really don't. Um, Somebody's might comment and say, "Oh, well, I watched this 12-minute video, and finally at the end, he said, no, you don't need it." All right, yeah, but you can get it, but you just don't need it. You know what I mean? You really don't. You'll do just fine, if not better, with the CSW 2.5, in my opinion. It's a tried, trusted, true, and it's been out for a long time. It's really They got it. Like they got all the juice they can get out of it. Is what I'm saying. And so basically, I guess I'm coming to the end, and what I wanted to tell you was that if you have a wheelbase already and it's a CSW 2.5, in my opinion, I don't think that you need to upgrade to a direct drive wheelbase. It's just you're paying far too much money for what you're getting. You know what I mean? If you're having a wheelbase this expensive, you're gonna need some racework pedals or some $1,400 pedals or some $1,000 pedals to match it. You're gonna need the Pro Quafy or whatever it's called shifter. Or you don't you basically want all of the. You're gonna need all of the stuff that make it feel legit. You understand? But if that's how you want to feel, but if you just want to drive and race and in your league races and maybe win some races, and you could do that with the CSW. You just need some really good pedals. That's pretty much. You just need really good pedals, and the V 1.5 shifter from Fanatec is a great shifter. And I compare it to the L-Log shifter, and it's better than the L-Log. In my opinion, it's better than the L-Log shifter. So and I've owned both of them. The Husing Veld handbrake is a great handbrake. I really like it, but I cannot compare it to anything else because I've never used anything else. But I will in the future, and once I get my stuff together, I'm gonna go back to school, so that's really more important. So I might not come back to hardcore sim racing and buying stuff for a couple years maybe. But oh yeah, that's another thing. You a good One of the good things about these bases is that they last a long time, and some people even say a lifetime. So they're basically just a motor, and these motors are made to last, built to last. So that's a good thing. You spend $1,600 on it, and it'll last for 10 years. That's great. Some people are still rocking their OSWs from how long ago. So that's all really, really what I wanted to say. And so it's not really a crazy in-depth video. If you got any questions, I can make another video based upon, whatever questions that anybody may have. But right now, I'm just kind of rambling on what my thoughts are. So those are my thoughts on direct drive wheelbases and the CSW 2.5. I think it's the best wheelbase for the money, bang for buck that you can buy around ever. That is in existence right now. So peace to the gods and the earths.